secret. Imagine a place not of warmth, but of stone, a place not of light, but of secrets. Perched high in the Italian mountains like a grim sentinel lies a monastery. It is the 14th century. This is not a sanctuary of peace. It is a fortress of faith, fear, and forbidden knowledge. And it is about to become a prison of death. Our guide into this darkness is a young novice, a boy named Adzard. He is traveling with his master, a man of remarkable intellect and insight, Brother William of Baskerville. William is a Franciscan monk, but he is also a detective before the word even existed. He sees clues where others see only God's will. He believes in reason, in logic, in the power of observation. They arrive at the abbey on a grave mission to mediate a theological dispute between the Pope and the Emperor. But they are met not with debate, but with horror. A young monk is dead, his body shattered, lying in the snow at the foot of a towering tower. The abbot says it must be suicide, or perhaps God's judgment. But Brother William's sharp eyes see what others refuse to: a faint disturbance in the snow, a scrap of wall on a windowsill. "No," he says, his voice quiet but certain. "This was murder. This is not the end. It is only the beginning." A second monk is found dead, drowned in a barrel of pig's blood. A third poisoned in his own cell. Each death is more grotesque than the last. The abbey, already a cauldron of intrigue, is now boiling over with pure terror. The monks whisper of a biblical curse. They speak of the Antichrist walking among them. They see the number of the beast in every shadow. The abbot, desperate to avoid scandal, gives William permission to investigate, but with one terrible condition: he must not enter the library. For this is no ordinary library. It is the greatest library in all of Christendom, a labyrinthine fortress of books, a maze of corridors and chambers built to confuse and trap any unauthorized soul. It is a place of sacred and profane knowledge, guarded by a blind ancient monk named Jorge of Burgos, who believes some truths are too dangerous for men to know. William knows the key to the murders lies in that library. The deaths are connected to a book, a specific, hidden book, a book someone is killing to protect. He and Adzo must decipher the library's code. They must navigate its pitch-black, twisting corridors, their way lit only by a sliver of lamplight. Knowing a killer might be waiting around the next corner. This is a story about the hunger for knowledge. But it is also about the terror of knowledge. The monks are killing each other over ideas. William, the man of reason, battles against the rising tide of superstition. He argues that laughter and inquiry are not sins, but tools God gave man to understand his creation. But he is opposed by the sinister, formidable Jorge is intellect turned fanatical. He believes knowledge must be controlled, that doubt is a poison, and that laughter is the ultimate devilry because it destroys fear, and without fear, he asks, how can we control the masses? How can we maintain faith? Jorge isn't just guarding a book. He is guarding a worldview built on obedience and fear. William and Adso finally break the code. They find the hidden room, they find the book. It is the long-lost second book of Aristotle's Poetica, treatise on comedy, on laughter. This is the book Jorge has been hiding. This is the knowledge he deemed too dangerous. He poisoned the pages so any monk who sought the illicit joy of reading it would die, licking his fingers to turn the tainted pages. He murdered to keep the secret of a book that argues for laughter in a world he demands be filled only with solemnity and dread. The final confrontation is not in the library, but in the scriptorium. William faces the blind Jorge. It is a duel not of swords, but of wits and wills. Jorge holds the precious book. To prevent William from having it, he does the unthinkable. He tears the pages from the binding, and he eats them. He consumes the words he so fears. In the struggle, a lamp is overturned. Fire, the purest, most destructive forces unleashed. The library, this great labyrinth of human thought, begins to burn. The knowledge of centuries, the good and the dangerous, is consumed by the flames George's own fanaticism ignited. William and Adso flee for their lives, escaping the inferno that turns the great abbey into a smoldering ruin. The mystery is solved, the killer is dead, but the greatest treasure is lost forever. So, what do we take from this dark intellectual thriller? What are its moral lessons? First, the pursuit of knowledge is noble, but it is never without cost. It can be dangerous. It can be disruptive. It can challenge power and topple empires. The real conflict is not between knowledge and ignorance, but between those who want knowledge to be free and those who want to cage it. Second, fanaticism, in any form, is a destructive force. Jorge was not evil out of malice, but out of a twisted, absolute certainty. He was so sure he was right that he believed murder and arson were justified. He preferred to burn the world down than let it laugh. Certainty, without doubt, is a terrifying thing. And finally, the lesson Adso learns as an old man, recounting the tale. We are all living in the ashes of what came before. We must sift through those ashes, collect the fragments that remain, and tell the story. For the only truth we ever truly have is the story we leave behind. The title, The Name of the Rose, is itself the final lesson. William says at the end, perhaps the book was so feared because it revealed that truth is not a single, solid thing. That once the rose was called a rose, but it could have been called anything else. The name we give something does not capture its true essence. The library is gone. The book is ash, but the story remains. A testament to the eternal, dangerous, and beautiful human quest to know. And that is a fire that can never be extinguished. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what novel you'd like me to tell next.